Hey guys, and welcome to the first video here on the Kids FC football channel, where we're going to be kicking things off with a match preview ahead of tonight's London derby between West Ham and Chelsea at the London Stadium, albeit the empty London stadiums. Now, usually since this post-coronavirus stuff and games have been back, people have been saying that the home side are at a disadvantage without having their fans in the stadium. But tonight, I actually think the advantage is with West Ham for a number of reasons. Firstly, when things are going well and you're at the top end of the table fighting for Champions League or Europa League or even the title, I wouldn't know much about that this season, but there we go. It's great to have the fans in the stadium singing their appreciation for every player, cheering every goal as if it's the last minute of a cup final. It's amazing, and that no doubt lifts the morale of the team. However, when you're in a relegation dogfight, which West Ham quite clearly are at the moment, they're only outside the drop zone on goal difference. That adds to the pressure. Every single mistake made by a player, every wayward pass is met with groans of discontent. The fans are unhappy with the board since they moved from the Berlin ground, or Upton Park as it was known, to the London Stadium. They're unhappy with things in the transfer market, the players they've signed, the money being injected into the club. They have a lot of reasons to be unhappy. And also, David Moyes in his second spell in charge. Not going too well at the moment, is it? As the Twitter army will tell you. So all those things, not having to deal with those, will benefit West Ham tonight, no doubt about it. Not only that, it's a London derby, so all form. West Ham in a terrible run of form, haven't scored a goal since the restart in their games against Wolves and Spurs, losing both of them. Chelsea, quite the opposite, have been in really fantastic form since we've returned from this coronavirus stuff. It's a derby. Form goes out the window, it means nothing. West Ham have already beaten Chelsea 1-0 this year, and when they did that back in November, they were 8 games without a win before that game. And we were at home, with fans inside the stadium. That's what I'm saying. Anything could happen tonight, but here's my prediction. I think Chelsea will be fine. Many people are saying we're going to run out, we're going to run riot, it's going to be 3, 4, 5 now. I've seen some ridiculous predictions on Twitter. This will probably come back to haunt me, but hey. I think the game's going to be tight. I think West Ham are really going to raise it. They know they're up against it. They know this is their final throw at the dice, really, if they want to be playing Premier League football next season. They're running out of games to get points, and the teams around them are picking up results here and there. We've seen Brighton, all right, last night, not so much, but we've seen Brighton get some decent results, beating Arsenal and stuff to lift their relegation spirit. Southampton have climbed away from the drop zone. West Ham have got to do the same, and they're running out of time. So tonight, I think David Moyes is going to use this. Hey, the last derby didn't go so well. We lost to Spurs, but this is a chance to get one over on Chelsea, and we love to get one over on Chelsea, don't we, West Ham fans? Frank Lampard, one reason. Joe Cole has also made the switch from, East London to West London. There's a number of reasons why these clubs hate each other. And I think David Moyes will use that in his team talk to motivate the players. What more motivation do you need, guys? Do you want to play Premier League football? Do you want to beat one of your biggest London rivals? Yeah, absolutely. It's not as big as, say, a derby against Spurs. We know that. But it means so much. In terms of actual score, I'm going to go with West Ham 1, Chelsea 2. And I think we're going to struggle. I think West Ham will be really solid. I think they'll sit very deep. They'll look to counter-attack. They normally ping one over the top to Antonio, who causes us all sorts of problems. But it was Aaron Cresswell who scored the winner back at Stamford Bridge in November. And he never scores. So 2-1 Chelsea is the score that I'm going for. Let me know what you think down in the comments section below. And of course, join the Discord, which is linked down below. We've got a Football Chat Discord now. Come and get involved. Come and have your say. And let's just chat about the game we know and love so well. Next question's about tactics. I already gave played my hand there a little bit. I think West Ham are going to sit very deep. They're going to look to keep the game 0-0 for as long as possible, knowing that that will frustrate Chelsea, and then they're going to look to hit us late on. Final 20 minutes, if the game is still 0-0, they're going to throw everything at us to try and get all 3 points. And I don't blame them. That is what I would do. That is what I would set this West Ham side to do if I was in charge. But I'm not. I'm here making this video for you guys. I think there's going to be a few key players for Chelsea. If they're going to win, for a start, defensively, we have to be solid. This defensive centre-back pairing of Rudiger and someone else, it's not a long-standing partnership, so they're still adapting to it. I think N'Golo Kante dropping back into that deeper role has been key for Chelsea. In terms of West Ham, a couple of key players I want to point out for them. Mark Noble. Now, I know he's getting on a bit, but he is a fantastic servant to West Ham Football Club. He is so passionate, and it means so much to him. He will run his legs off for as long as he's on that pitch tonight, absolutely giving nothing less than 110%. Every team needs a player like him. If he is on point, him linking up with the other key man, who I think is Declan Rice. Declan Rice's game the other night against Spurs, he didn't really put a foot wrong for me. He was absolutely sensational. I don't think too much of Declan Rice from what I have seen of him so far, but I watched that game thoroughly for 90 minutes, and his maturity for a player of such a young age was insane. He's an intelligent player, he's tall, he can pass, Doesn't score goals, but he wouldn't in the position that he plays in. That's not his job. His job is to break up the attacks, set the tempo, and spread the play for West Ham, and he does that brilliantly. If he's on point tonight, Chelsea could be in real trouble. Let's get to my predicted lineup. This is the starting 11 that I think Chelsea are going to go with. In goal, no doubt, easy one here, Kepa Arrizabalaga. Now, Kepa's made some mistakes. I've seen a lot of hate for him on Twitter. There's kind of split opinions within the fan base. I think he's okay. Paid a lot of money for him. Is he worth that value? I think the jury's still out on that. He's made some awful errors, nearly made a costly one against Man City when he tried to just chip a cute little pass over the striker. He gets it wrong every single time. I wish he'd just put his foot through it and whack it. But I would love Lampard to say, do you know what, Kepa, next season, you're our number one, fresh start, get your confidence back and show us what you can do, because he's a great shot stopper. Right back, Captain Fantastic, Azpilicueta, no doubt about it. He's solid. Not the Azpi he was 3 or 4 seasons ago. I think he's lost a bit of pace, but still a solid choice at right back. On the other side, player that I'm not overly fond of, Marcos Alonso. Now, when we were playing 3 at the back with wing backs, he was amazing, or 5 at the back, whatever way you want to call it. He's unreal. Puts a great cross into the box, takes a great free kick, scores important goals when you need it. You're thinking, lovely, all that is a bonus from a left back, but he can't defend. Now we're playing 4 at the back, he needs to learn how to defend. I'm going to stop Alonso bashing. I've done it for years. You know I don't like him, but he will start at left back because he's better than Emerson. Centre-back pairing, Antonio Rudiger, one of the first names on the team sheet for me at the moment. Big, strong, athletic, exactly what you need at the back. Makes no mistakes, really. I've probably jinxed him now. I wish I never said that. Rarely makes a mistake. Puts his foot through the ball when he has to. It goes into Rosette. I don't mind that from your centre-back. I don't need cute ball-playing centre-back. I like a tall centre-back. He's good in the air. He ticks all boxes for me. Now, Christensen is the man that I think Lampard will go with if he passes a fitness test. Obviously, he picked up an injury. I think he was blocking a shot with his head the other day and was a bit concussed by it. Credit to him for the bravery. He's actually played okay. I don't rate him very highly. I don't think he's the best. You know, people go, oh, he's young. He's not young, he's inexperienced. There are younger centre-backs that are playing better than him at the moment. But he's played quite well, especially in the City game. He had a good game, so credit to him. I think Christensen, if he's fit, and if Lampard can play him, he will. Moving on to the midfield, and the other first name, so the second name you could argue, on the team sheet is N'Golo Kante. Now, he has been a beast again since dropping back into that CDM role, or the DF role, whatever you want to call it. The role where he just protects the defence. He doesn't venture forward. Sarri hasn't tried to turn him in to the next Frank Lampard, the next goal-scoring midfielder. It's not his game. His strength is sitting there, buzzing about, breaking up the attacks, frustrating the opposition when they try to pass the ball between those passing lanes. He's just the best interceptor and tackler in the game right now in the Premier League, in my opinion. Declan Rice is also very good at this, so it'll be interesting to watch the two of them go head-to-head tonight. Starting with N'Golo Kante, I think Mateo Kovacic. Now, hasn't started the last 2 games, but he has been, for me, the standout Chelsea player of the season so far. I absolutely love him. Not sure why he hasn't started the last 2 games. The players that have come in have also done fairly well, so credit to them. Shows that we've got some good depth in the squad right now. Billy Gilmour didn't have the best of games against Leicester, I might add. Got absolutely hooked at half-time, but he is a talent as well. We know that. We've got Ross Barkley, we've got Loftus-Cheek. We have so many good central midfield options. It's getting quite scary, but I think Mateo Kovacic will start tonight. The other midfielder, Lampard's favourite, I think Mason Mount. Now, I'm a little bit torn as to whether he'll play Mount in a 3-man central midfield or whether he'll play Mount out on the left should Pulisic not be fit. I don't know, but at the moment I'm going with Mason Mount in midfield. Frankie loves him. Every Chelsea fan loves him, as far as I'm aware. There is this narrative of hate that, you know, doubt, always proving the doubters wrong. He's fine. Mason Mount is fine. Needs to improve a little bit. He's not at top level yet, but he's a good player, and I like him. So I think he'll start tonight. Frank Lampard loves him as well. On the left, Pulisic, if he is fit. Late fitness test for him is what I'm hearing. So if he passes that, all well and good. He's been in amazing form. He's been compared to Hazard a lot recently. Now, while I'm not going that far, there are certainly comparisons between the two. The blistering pace, low centre of gravity, the ball control, the finishing, the composure in front of goal. You love to see it. Pulisic starts if he's fit. On the right-hand side, Willian, great servant to the club. Still don't know what's happening with his contract. I know he signed one to finish the season out with Chelsea. I would love to see him get another year so we can have another year of Willian's pace, energy. Not a fan of his set pieces in terms of corner kicks. Not beating the first man every time, but he brings so much to the game. His energy, his passion, his love for the club. You can't beat it. Up top tonight, this is a tricky one because Olivier Giroud obviously scored the winner at Villa Park and Tammy Abraham hasn't played recently, but I think the fact that Tammy is fresher is going to see him get the nod up top tonight. Now, Tammy's had a good season. What you'd expect, you know, chucked him into this Chelsea side after being on loan at Villa and banging a load of goals in the Championship last year. Has Tammy been a success this season? Yes, no doubt. Do I think Tammy is good enough to lead the line for Chelsea for the next 5 or 6 years? No, I honestly don't. That's just my personal opinion. A lot of you will disagree, and that's fine. That's what football's about for these kind of discussions. But for me, we need Werner ASAP. And that gets me on to another conversation about whether Werner's going to play wide on the left or whether he's going to play through the middle, or Pulisic and Ziyech. They've all got to come in. Very, very exciting times for Chelsea this year. And not only that, today Werner and Ziyech officially became Blues. So welcome to the club, guys. Hope you hit the ground running and you live up to all the hype. I'm very excited about these two signings. I haven't been this excited, I think, since we signed Hazard or Mata. When we signed those two, I was happy. It took me a bit of a while to warm for Hazard, but when Mata come, I knew he was going to be a hit. And at Chelsea, he was. One Player of the Year, I think, 2 years in a row, which is absolutely insane. But not only that, today, Chelsea also launched their new home shirt, which I think they will be wearing tonight. Now, when the leaks of this first come out, I was not a fan. Not a fan at all. It looked like someone designed it at a competition in year 4. You know, it's very, very basic. Now, since Chelsea sent the emails out, pictures of it on the players around it looks better. Wouldn't say I'm a massive fan of it. I will buy it, because every football fan is a sucker. Ooh, take my money. But it looks better on than it does just laying on a leaked photo on Twitter, just laying on the ground. It looked awful. There's some wicked detailing in there. The London stitching, the little pattern, the little details. That's what I think Nike do well. Are they as creative as they could be with their kits? Not really. Did I prefer the Adidas kits that we had? Yes, but we'll wait and see how it looks. It's got a tiny little pinstripe that says Pride of London. Navy blue pinstripe. Now, blue and navy, jury's out on that one. I wouldn't mix those two together. But what I do like, and what a lot of people don't like, is the 3 logo. People want to see the word 3 written. I think that makes the shirt look even more basic. At least the 3 logo's got something about it. It's not a horrible company either. Some of these awful sponsors that you've seen, you think, oh, that completely ruins a shirt. It's not the case this time, although Marcos Alonso will be the first player to wear 3 on the front and back of his shirt. But hey, what can you do? I quite have come round to the shirt since the email come out. What do you think about it? It's very basic. Don't like a collar. I like a shirt with a proper old school stand-up collar. They don't seem to be around anymore. I think it's a lot about comfort and athleticism rather than it is style these days, but who knows? Let me know your thoughts on the kit, and let me know your thoughts on the game as well. Please do join the Discord so you can get involved in the chat. Send me some questions that I can answer in a future video, but please do subscribe and like the video if you enjoyed it. Up the Chelsea. Hopefully we'll get the job done tonight, and I will see you in the next video.